Okay. Let's start the game. So I am horrendously late today. But it was simply because, wow. Well, I thought the startup times would be improved by switching to a different hard drive, but it seems like not. Well, at least we know the drive wasn't actually the issue. So I did all that work for no reason. Yeah, fun fact, the repo is now like 50 gigabytes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the game is like 700 megabytes, so it's quite a lot. Admittedly, the game is just also quite small, but let's see if startup times are improved by moving it to an SSD. Because I'm suspecting it will not be as significant as I wanted it to be. Well, actually, that was. That was actually, like, a lot faster. That was pretty nice. Okay, well, this will make my life much, like... Okay, well, that dramatically improves my dev experience. Alright, problem solved. Now I'm just going to use those two drives as backup drives. Because, I mean, originally, the entire reason I had those drives as, like, was saving to that drive anyway, was because I was intending to, plug in my other laptop to read directly from that drive. But nowadays, I just push to GitHub and then pull from GitHub. Even though it's so wasteful compared to just, like, plugging in the computer to the drive that has the data on it, I'd rather upload it to the internet and then download it to the other computer 5 feet away. You know, send it on a globe-trotting adventure before returning home. Poetic. But okay. So I'm like 2.5 hours late to the stream. Mostly, honestly, it was not because of that copying and setting up the repo. That took like 5 minutes. It's just because I was lazy today. But okay. Because what I actually want to do today is a little bit, I guess, just more layout work. Because I don't need to make the city fancy. I guess my goal this month is to just get a broad strokes idea of like what I want for the actual layout. You know, I had a lot of fun laying out this part of the city, just copying and pasting blocks. So I think I'm going to do something similar for just the rest of the city here. Just get some templates, stamp them out. So let's, I guess, start doing that. Let's see. Let's put this a smidge lower. But okay, I'll have to readjust all of my things since now all my files are in different locations. Oh yeah, this is what I was looking for. So today on the docket, the spread the design love to the rest of Inner Crab Hill. So let's go back to Paint. Let's find the files that I had before. We need to go to my new folder. Environment. Crab Hill. My beautiful sketch. It'll be in the game as an Easter egg. The beautiful concept art. This will be, you know, this is the concept art that they share for the trailers of video games. This will be on the Kickstarter. But okay, how much of this do I actually like? Do I want, for example, a water tower here? I think I'm more interested in figuring out, like, foliage as well. You know, should there be foliage around the castle? Maybe there wouldn't be. Maybe this is like a weird exception to the rule of like having buildings in here. Like this is just some old part of the city from when I was like actually had to defend people. I still don't like how rigid this is. So let's just put in concept art. That. And then, what else do we want? I think I don't care for this whole mess here. I think the hotel's probably good. I think I want more evidence that the Veilers were here, because their architectural style. So actually, do I still have that hotel? I might just grab that. In fact, I think it's Hotel 1. Oh, yeah, I have it still. Alright, let's make a chunk. Oh, right. I have to open it directly from the C drive. Let's see, does this have like compromising information? Not really. But, okay. So yeah, my whole workflow is going to be turned upside down. But okay, I think for now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this whole area, maybe this area here. Empty plain axes, this will just be like Crab Hill Center or something. You know, west side, east side, central area, train station, lab side. I think maybe I'd like to have the rest of the city in here, but I think I'll ignore that for now. Okay, beautiful. Because now what I'm gonna do, just add a node, Crab Hill Center. In fact, we don't even need this one. I wish that I could right-click it without opening it, because like sometimes the reason I want to close a tab is because it's really slow to work with. But this does. It did also not take 45 seconds to load the world. So it seems like even switching tabs was actually more of a hard drive problem. So I guess the lesson is just use an SSD for game development. Because I'd still like to optimize for older hardware, but like, Especially because this takes like 5 times as much RAM as the actual game does. Oh yeah, let's just close this now. Oh yeah, and I can even do, okay, use V2 is on, preview the terrain. I probably need some... Turn that off. You know, maybe the hard drive started declining because of like how hard it is to like develop games for years. Because that hard drive has been like, how old is it now? Probably like 7 years old, if I'd have hazard a guess. Oh wait, no, is it the one that I bought? I think I still had OneDrive. Oh, I guess that was only a couple years ago, actually, that I did that. But okay. Enough about OneDrive and how I canceled OneDrive because it was bad. We're going to need, I think, Crab Hill Entry. Crab Hill Crossing. We're going to need the train line. Like, this train track needs to actually be part of the terrain center, I think. You know, I'll add the train track to just the script. So I think the terrain center, I can just add it as a child to the world. You know what? Let's start removing, like, the code that isn't used here. Like... Look at all this stuff. Completely unused. Oh, interesting. There we are. Okay. So where do we even get terrain center? Right here. Var train equals W instance get node train tracks. Var train equals oh wait, no. Train T equals train dot transform as transform. W instance remove child. Oh wait, no, we already have that. Preview child train. Let's put these all in the same place, just because this is kind of silly. Okay, and then train.transform equals W. Oh, I guess neighbor transform times train transform. There we are. And then where do we actually get M? This should be up here. Let's see, Do we do something with world nodes still? There we are. Oh. Wait, we no longer need this. Okay. I don't even need this. We'll just simplify everything. Hopefully it still works. I think I might have gone too far. Wait, why would this cause issues? Didn't I only change, huh, weird. Is there anything, did anything change at all? It feels like I certainly did something to this scene. Like I just put something in the wrong place. So yeah, weird to me that it's, print previewing terrain. And then we can do like print debug viewing cores. And then let's do like a print chunk ready. Oh wait, did I? No, this should be fine still. Junk content 85. Okay, I see. Hide low res does not exist anymore. So let's do what is this then? Hang on, let's go to world. Oh, it's because this doesn't have, I know. Junk marker. There we are. And I mean, this should also have it, because eventually it's going to need it. And Crab Hill Rails should also have it. And I mean, does the tree... I don't think the tree is going to have any chunks associated with it, but maybe it will. Because, I mean, the tree is going to be, like, fucked up. Wait, what is... I'm still uncertain what is causing the performance issues with this world. But okay. View... Wow, the frame rate is not so hot in this area. Because we are still taking an ungodly amount of RAM, so that obviously hasn't been fixed. And closing the scene doesn't do anything. I think it does some sort of like caching, where it won't unload a scene until it feels like it. Like until I've been a good boy. Maybe I need to add like a button to just like flush all the memory in the area. I'll just put that in my to-do list, which is still not on this side. It still isn't on this window. Windows is so goddamn bad. Okay. I think they're punishing me for using Windows 10 still. Make a button to flush the editor's used memory. Because I don't think it's an actual memory leak. I think it's just, well, hang on. I guess the proof is in the pudding. Because it might just be that I made a memory leak. Okay, so it's definitely leaking the memory somewhere. I think. No, okay. I don't understand it. It's divided. It's uncertain if it wants to leak memory or not. Alright, let's set this to 25,000. Ah, that was, you know, that fixed our issues. Apparently that boosted the frame rate from like 5 FPS to like 60 or whatever it is now. Just buttery smooth now. Now that we can view the mountain. It's the tree that increases the frame rate. I actually thought about making a Pokemon game. Like a Pokemon parody, where it runs at 30 FPS, except one Pokemon, just inexplicably, if it's on the screen, the game runs at 60. Like, it uncaps the frame rate. I thought that'd just be so funny. Because it came from a dream, as many things in my life do, where basically it would just make forests of them, and they would kill all the people, and because the people were unloaded, the game would run better. But I thought it'd be funnier if it just inexplicably, like, just every time you look at it, the game is 60 FPS, and then you look away, it goes back to 30. But okay, enough of that. I don't even remember what I was doing. Grab, hill. Oh yeah, I was gonna play around with the bounding boxes, maybe. Okay, but I've done a whole lot of stuff to basically just say, grab, hill entry. Crab, hill, train? Is that what it's called? And then we preview it, see if this goes. Previewing terrain, so the viewport isn't there, but we do have the train now. So we don't have the neighbors, though. It's actually really nice having this here. Oh, I think I flew too close to the sun. Well, no. I just plain don't understand. I think maybe it's just this metric is wrong. And it's actually taking more memory than it says it is. Because it does seem like Godot is in charge of a lot more than like... Well, no, 8 gigabytes seems about accurate. But okay. Let's do if chunks has no this. Else prints no neighbor n dot name. Oh wait, no, this is n. Are we live? OBS crashed. You know, I'm thinking video games, kinda mid. Okay, that's the so OBS lasted about 12 seconds before it crashed again. And like this time, I don't even think I did anything. Was it like writing to the hard drive? But like, I'm writing to 2 separate hard drives though. I'm thinking like, do I just call it an ill omen and then call it a day? But then like, hang on. Why is this setting not setting properly? Okay, is this gonna save? Like, does it save the settings? I don't remember how the editor works, but what we need, I believe, is this. So Crab Hill Rails, that's what it's called. Okay, let's see if OBS crashes again. Encoding overloaded, consider turning blah down. Okay, so it is warning me that things are getting issues. So is it something to do with the fact that it's now running out of the C drive? Because that'd be unfortunate, because it does, like I said, it removes some of the edge of the frustration of like it taking 15 seconds to load. But okay. Let's just work as if it's working. Here's my original little 4-story and 7 years ago little thing. Let's see, so where is this oh, this hotel is not going to work here. Ah, well, I'll keep it here as like a placeholder, basically. I may just flatten the terrain out here to make it work. Or I guess I can make something that accommodates the terrain, which could be nice. But okay, because now I'm thinking, so we get here, get the road going here. Hunky-dory. In fact, I might go back to my road generator, since now we're doing paved roads. I'll think on that later, though. Let's also put in Crab Hill, port. And I remember that none of the chunks actually take up much, like, memory usage, so I guess I can just do this. So Crab Hill Crossing is what the city that's nestled in here is from. Oh, interesting. This was not freed with everything else. Well, I guess I'll live with that for now. Oh. Wait. What was I editing there? Oh, was I just editing? Oh, I see. Okay. I can edit the entire chunk. Okay, but I think I want this hotel here. Fine like this for now. I'll just, you know, actually make it work soon. Put a little fountain. Get some of the, like, classic hallmarks of the game. The old world, as it were. And then, what do we even have? We have, like, the Shar huts. What if we had the Sirdi huts? Because they were kind of interesting. Though I think nowadays they wouldn't have them near the city. Let's just put the Vishar huts as like a placeholder. Like, because if this is a nice little path that people are going to actually be walking down. Hmm. I'm like lost. You know, as a person, but also just as like a gamer. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, what am I going to do in this area? Because I had a bunch of stuff written out. But now that I have this here, I feel lost. You know, like, what was my initial conception? Much larger hotel. This hotel is just too small. Well, I don't know. I think it works. Like, I don't mind it. I think I'd like if these paths were more meandering. So, like, the road can go straight on. You know, it goes here and then it goes down this way. Follows the train. Actually, I should put these on a separate layer so I can erase them later. But, like, you know, this should be, like, meandering. It should be a little fun. Because, sure, it's the obvious answer to just go straight. You know, maybe we should go up, like, this way. Let's say, so it'll eventually come back to here. So yeah, what did we have? Parking would make sense. So we'll still have that here. And I guess I might as well just work under the assumption that this will be the actual hotel that's here. Oh yeah, we still need, like, a mosque. Like I said, that was going to be a thing that I'd had here. What if the mosque and the hotel shared parking? How very pragmatic of me. And then I think it should be pretty large. This is going to be for, like, several hundred people. So I might just rip off the design that I had before in that other town. Well, no, I like that one. I'm going to reuse that one, but just for a different place. Or, like, a new version of that town. I think this will have a similar thing where it's like a little garden, maybe. Well, why would they have it facing this way? Like, why wouldn't you have it facing out toward the road? Maybe you'd have it the opposite way. I'm thinking, I'm having a brain blast here. Basically, like, have a little tower, and then it, like, faces out this way, and then inward is the entryway. And it should probably be, like, consistent with the size, since this is, like, 4 stories, so this is ridiculously big. Like, what if I did... I don't want to do that. Let's conceptualize. What does 2 stories look like? It basically looks like this. So they wouldn't have it right up next to the road, though, I don't think. What I'm imagining is there's a little tower area. Well, now I've basically like looped back around to exactly what I had before. Kind of. Only somewhat phallic. In fact, didn't I have a similar thing here? Yeah. And now actually it's basically the same, the 2 of the same building. In fact, that's exactly what I don't want. I don't want it to feel like grid-based. So I think first thing, if I could figure out how to draw a straight line, that'd be awesome. In fact, what if I just got this? Because like this is going to be artificial, so it's going to be that. Boom. That's the road. From A to B. And then like, do I still want this here? Because now I'm imagining maybe this has the nice courtyard. Oh, whoops. Let's make this like... sketch, so crab, hill, sketch 3. Now I'm thinking, what if we just made the mosque up here? Like... Then again, maybe that's a bit presumptuous. Yeah, I think that's a bit presumptuous. Because I'm divided between, like, do I want this as, like, a big centerpiece? The hotel doesn't really do anything anymore. Yeah, I think this is misinformation. What I'll do instead... Something more like this. In fact, I imagine... There we are. What if we had this part... Yeah, let's do this. So, sort of T-shaped building, I imagine. I don't know why exactly, but that's what I imagine. That little dome, then a little courtyard here. And then, like I had before, maybe a nice tree. So I've kind of changed how this is structured so it would not be this hotel anymore. Hmm. In fact, just to make my life easier, abolish this. Extinguish. There we are. Because I guess for now, the hotel works as a proxy, or just a stand-in or whatever. Hmm. But that's still only like 15% of like. That's like 5% of the area. It's like 2% of the area. And also, that means the road or the path would actually be out in front like this, and then you'd loop around. And in fact, that means it should probably be further back because you would want space for cars directly in front of it, probably. I don't know. I think this is fine here. Then maybe a little shopping area, a little like bazaar or something like that, where basically you walk in. And there's like a little cul-de-sac-like area here. This is getting like less cohesive, I think. Let's see mountainside cities again. Cappadocia, Turkey. Durkee. That sounds about right. Huh. What are these? So they carved little buildings out of directly into the rock. That's pretty cool. So, okay, so that's a little bit too remarkable, where it would straight up, like, be obvious what I was basing it on, but that is very cool. Okay, so this I like quite a lot. So how would I integrate this sort of vibe? Let's look at a place here. So if we just copied this. So the thing I like this little cubby hole. It does seem like it's filled with garbage, but I do like just having a little, like basically a building on top of another building that uses more surface area than the underground, or than this underfloor. And I like this little balcony that then leads directly into this little balcony. And you can see that it still goes around like that. I find these old buildings, these old archways are quite interesting, actually. Like old stairs. So you can tell there's just so many different areas here. And you can tell that it's been built up, like, this must be centuries older than, like, this. You know, because this has just, like, it has, like, grass growing on it. Like a full-on, like, and not like turf, like full-on actual, like, an ecosystem has developed independent of human intervention here. Like this. And these are cool rocks. But okay, so what do I like about the layout of this area? I quite like this. So I have a few of these where basically there's just stairs going up into a little area, and then there's like a building that's not, buildings that aren't quite at right angles to the area. Like you can tell, like this one is also not quite at a right angle to this one. Non-rectangular buildings, I'm seeing. Ooh, look at this little stairway. Goes right up into here. Just a little like hallway here. Probably goes to a door on this building. This looks like a very steep road. And we are seeing a lot of very narrow two-story buildings, and then more stories just piled on top of them, sort of. But okay, so this is kind of the vibe that I was going for in the like central area over here. So I could just try continuing that and like have roads that come out here as well. So yeah, let's go back to paint. Actually, where is paint? I'm too dumb to remember where it is. See, I'm still divided on this. I'm thinking actually, what if we have a road that comes out from here? So like maybe even this is a street, perhaps. And then like after, like behind this mosque, it like goes up the hill. And so that way there's like another little neighborhood. This seems promising. And then we could have more like branching like little paths or something like I was designing here. It was like because we'd have tons of walking paths as well. Though also I don't really care for this anymore then. And then I think this will have a more interesting path through it. Because yeah, let's imagine paths. So yeah, road here, walking path here, probably walk along with each other for a while. I should have probably made these separate colors, but then like, you know, the walking path just resumes, but I think it maybe goes up the hill. Like that just seems more interesting to me. Because like if you want to walk this way, you can just walk on the road. What do I want the player to, like, see when they first enter the city? So, like, from right here, Let's try. And actually, let's even unload that, so that way the game will, like, have a fighting chance of actually loading. Man, look at how much faster the game runs. It starts up in, like, a fraction of a second. Yeah, I think this bridges the... I think this evolved beyond, like, problems with the, with just an SSD versus a standard hard drive, and more just like the hard drive was broken. Oh, then my capture is also broken, and the game is frozen, so I spoke too soon. It... instantly. I mean, I guess this is like Boomer realizes that technology has advanced, but like... I mean, my hard drive wasn't that old. Though now this part of loading does not seem to have gone any faster. In fact, interesting. So loaded, dynamic content, so check active, set active, if loaded. Why does this not have the thing that it's supposed to have? Oh, do we not do preview? Okay, so if we do okay, I see. So we should probably have loaded do something here where... Why do we have like 5 different functions called preview? If not has node blah, yeah, let's do that. So if loaded and has node content. Is the game, like, okay? Okay, I guess I spoke too soon when I said everything is magically fixed now. Yeah, I just like having a big building here. Like a visually complicated building. I might keep the hotel. I'll figure out some other place to put it, though. Because I'm thinking, let's start marking up stuff here. I actually need, like... Well, I guess I can use the tower, or, like, the brick as color reference, almost. So, like, if I were here, and just did that... let's go here. You don't need to see my stream setup. Also, print screen shows the yellow border. I keep forgetting that there's a yellow border around the screen. So first thing I'm seeing, I don't like how this hotel is parallel to this and also takes up so much of like a similar visual space. It makes the tower, or it makes the whatever it's going to be called, the citadel or wall or whatever, feel less impressive. So let's go back to Crab Hill Center. This is what happens when I sit off center. But okay. Use 8,000 gigabytes of RAM, please, Godot. Because I need to move this with the terrain. You know, I might actually look into editing Godot before long, just because, you know, this is technically a tooling problem, but I don't like it. But okay, I think... I like the idea of there being a hotel, kind of just like out back in here. You know, the alternative would be to put it near the lab, which could also be good. Because it also makes sense, like, to have a hotel, like, right next to the train station. In fact, over here would probably make more sense for a hotel. Yeah. Just hopped off the train. Grab a hotel right here. Overlooking beautiful, scenic, whatever it's called. The valley. So, you know what? I'll do that. So we will unpreview this. So hopefully that memory will stay free. Should probably figure out where those are being added that they aren't being added appropriately. Add neighbor. So this should do auto-gen preview. Add child. Ah. Oh, because this is not a use v2. Oh wait, hang on. Oh wait, there we are. Wait. I think what I actually want to do is have this here and this here, maybe? Because I think what it does is this preview is set to false, and the preview... Oh, wait, we automatically add this, though. Oh, wait, no. I'm trying to, like, wrap my head around what exactly I have that's in the scene and not in the scene. Because I'm pretty sure this neighbor node just has the spatial node that represents the chunk. But okay. I think this does what I want. And then I don't think we need... Oh, no, this is the chunk content. Yeah, chunk content, then the preview stuff. But okay. Then Crab Hill Rail is what we need. Junk content. Oh yeah, now I don't even need to reload things because I can just set it to preview. And this should work reasonably well. Oh wait, did I I just put the hotel, who cares? Okay, while that's going on, what else would I like? I would like something here, basically. So because I'm thinking, like, what would I like the player's eyes to be guided toward? So we need this to be all clear. Basically, this is our, like, golden area to keep unblocked for, like, this entire zone here. And so we could have, like, little, like, 1- and 2-story buildings up to the hill here. And that would be good. Having, like, a trail of these buildings to sort of provide scale. You know, like, maybe this is what, like, a 2-story building looks like up here. And then, like, a little fence that goes, like we were seeing elsewhere, or like that we have on this side. And then it just slowly gets more dense as we work our way toward the citadel. Yeah, so clear. Because I want this to be sort of the centerpiece of the town. And so I'd also like a little path probably that goes down this way. So let's have blue represent paths here. So I'm thinking first off, something that goes that way. And then, of course, we'll have the road here, but I'd like maybe a path that goes, like, loops around this way as well. And these can be sort of just implicit paths right now, where, like, the houses are basically just organized to face toward that area. So has Godot, like, previewed the chunk? Not quite. No chunk by name of Crab Hill Rail. Ooh. Okay, so that means that I need to close this one. We'll need to see what it was actually called. Yeah, so the game starts instantly, but everything else, it seems like very little else has improved about this development setup. Okay, it's called Rails with an S. What are you doing, Godot? Like, what keeps causing this hold up? Like, okay, thankfully we got this in here. Because all I wanted to do, plop this down. Because I think it's a good, like, placeholder for, like, the vibe of this side. Like, this side was maybe built out more later on, when the train station came in. Like, maybe before this was, like, you know, this city was mostly, like, spreading out over here, and then the train cuts through. They build out more of this area because they have to demolish this area to level terrain or whatever. And so now we have these more modern concrete buildings on this side, like the laboratory and the hotel. Would the hotel be this far out? I mean, it'd look cool. I gotta remember that. It'd look cool if it, like, you know, extended further down, had some crazy buildings like, ooh, look at that. That could work. So I'll kind of keep this here, like this. Let's do that. So yeah, just a big old... I kind of like how that looks. Just like, you know, just put some stairs here going down. Have it wrap around. That'd be kind of cool. And then like a road, and then like whatever else you have. What if we put it a little further out even though? Have a balcony straight out on a cliff. A smudge on the landscape from up here. Pretty cool. cool, actually. I like that. Okay, but unobstructed. What else would I like in this area? Because I've only gotten like a very vague vibe. And I think what I want is to just get my unobstructed thing again. And actually, I kind of like, as well, the idea that this hotel is kind of alone here. Like, there's not really much else that's built around it. So it's very clearly, like, something that was, like, almost like the hotel from The Shining, where it's just, like, built in a place where it was clearly not meant for people to build. Oh, man, can you imagine, like, you know, it's shaded down here? Ah, that'd be sick. This would be such a cool view. You know, it's interesting because I don't really think about, like, other video games in this way, of, like, having cool spaces, like how this would be a very interesting place to be in real life. Like, I don't really register that with other video games. Maybe I should do that more, though. Yeah, so I think big old massive 8-story hotel just out in the middle of nowhere. Well, not even, well, that's sort of rude to the citizens of Crab Hill, the proud capital of this modest province. But okay, love that building. We'd need just a little bit of space, like just a little bit in here. I think, like I said, pretty low, like, construction out on this side. Like, it was mostly built for this train station. And that's another thing I need to build out. And then mostly foliage over here. And then, like, most of the actual action would be, like, on this side. So let's do, like, a print screen there. Maybe over here. It's a good thing that I don't keep, like, porn on my alternate monitor, because it'd be hard to work around that. You know, I could do one of these numbers if I felt like it, but I probably wouldn't, like, remember to do that. But okay, so like I said, one of the major goals is basically to showcase the scale of this tower, and then just feel like an interesting city beside that, but then also have some more verticality. So those are actually two completely contradictory ideas. You know, showing the scale of this and being vertical. So let's think about that then. So, well, yeah, let's put that here. So like, showcase the scale of the citadel. And then encourage vertical exploration climbing. And I guess we have the very basics. So we have the lab there. And we do have the shops. We need more signs of ruins. Something we could have one of those. We could have more like older style buildings that are like half ruined, basically. So I don't know where all that would be. So let's first off start with our roads here. And so how does this one go, and how would that interface here? I think that'd be like this, basically, like... So this path is right here, so it goes up the hill like that, goes out over. This road comes out like this. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's basically good enough. So we got road here. I think I'd like something that's kind of circular, or like semicircular, like... I don't know why they built a building there, but it is what I want. It's what my heart's telling me would be good. Well, now that I've drawn it, I don't like it. Alright, we need those back. So one thing, we'd probably have this road come down here maybe, and then it'd loop back up. That makes sense, but that's a minor thing. Man, the shadows just going over this whole city is so cool. Good job, me. Pat myself on the back for that one. Let's think about it from this side, maybe? Yeah, because I think whatever juice I had... Well, then again, I basically just don't want to repeat what I did here with the buildings until I actually, like, feel like I have a good place to do it and, like, have an idea of, like, what I would actually like here. And also this whole little idea of this little city nestled between the walls of the citadel was literally an accident when I accidentally overlaid two different designs of the city. Oh, there I am. Don't I have, like... Oh, well, I'm dead. Good vibes here. Let's see. So I'm thinking about a lot of things, I guess. So yeah, they did not have very much... Well, it's been 40 years. They'd probably have plenty of stuff out here, but maybe... Maybe just for the sake of the contrivance of, like, making it look nice. You know, like goes down like this, maybe more. And so that way, this hotel can sort of stand alone. A monument of colonialism. In fact, they might even have, you know what, I'm going to put the old church. Originally, all of this was going to be in the other city, Brosmut. But I can just mix that in. Or like duplicate it. So this will be like an old church now. With like a little graveyard. And then just some little residential areas. And then maybe some cool stuff down there. Okay. So yeah, I like that as a vibe. And then over here, well, clearly we need more of the city to just keep on keeping on. I think more just like stuff. And then I like the idea of like a little path, snaking around, snaking back down the hill, snaking back this way, that way, this way. And this goes, you know, who knows where, up to there, on its own little adventure. Then probably that means I'd want some buildings like interrupting the sightline here. And then like foliage perhaps. In fact, maybe it'd be better to have foliage, or a building here, foliage here next to the wall, but, well, nah. I think it makes sense to have it like here. Very strangely constructed building. Okay, so yeah, weird design goals. Basically, I want to interrupt the sight lines here, so that way the player doesn't feel like there's a direct path into this area back here. But keep, like I said, the view of the citadel relatively clear, and don't have things that are like blocking the player's view of the tower, or of it. Because I think it's just cool to just have like an enormous fuck-off building there. And I don't know, maybe just kind of like... Well, I've basically like established a level of density where now it wouldn't make sense if anything else is like substantially less dense. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. How does the breath feel? I guess it's about as good as I can get it. Like I said, the other things to do would be to just add subtle, like, changes based on the velocity of the player, but... I think it looks nice when, like, the player's mostly only going to notice it when they're standing still anyway, so... Yeah, when they're moving it looks terrible. Yeah, there's just not a really good way to make it work, I guess. Oh, I see. I'm being lit subtly by the player's lights. Because they have, like, in a Dark Souls style, a very subtle light to just basically ground them and show where they are in physical space. You know, I'm thinking emissive textures. Those would look really cool out here. Yeah, so... I'm thinking mix this geometry out here. Mix of, like, small shops, things like that, increasingly dense areas. And then I do really like the idea of just some weird wire working its way up the tower. As just a fun little platforming thing the player can engage with. And then the other question is, what would we do with, So what is this going to be? This is going to be Sketch 5. It's going to be a PNG because it was feeling generous, I guess. These don't really add anything. I don't know what I don't know what I want with these ones. Maybe old ruins in here. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, you have some smashed up ruins, and then you have some newer buildings, like, on top of them. Let's just call it... And maybe some other city ruins would be elsewhere, but I'll think about that. So this still has the same problem, not parallel. Like, let's just rotate it, actually, just in physical space. So which one of these layers even has this? This one. Well, that was easy. Not quite that. Oh yeah, and this also would probably work better with the contours of the ground anyway. Have it go like this, and then, like... and have your little garden over here, maybe, like, swoops down like this. Down into a little fenced area. Very lovely. M for mosque. I still wonder if in the end I'll wind up with a... oh, wrong thing. Yeah. Where am I? Oh, I must have loaded my game. I keep forgetting how the save game works, but okay. Wrong button. Oh, I thought that was like the crash, something crashing. That was just the music. Yeah, this part concerns me. I can't tell if this is slower than it was before, or if now the game starts up so quickly that this just feels really slow in comparison. Yeah, why would they build really densely there when they have all this space here? You know, it just doesn't make logical sense, even though I like the aesthetic of it. Alright, well, that's enough of that. I think what I want to start doing now is maybe even just like start putting down, let's go to like Crab Hill, or let's go to the world. Oh, is this? Oh no, this isn't C. Okay, I don't know why it spun up the D drive for this. But okay, Control N, I pressed Control N. So what is this going to be called? Crab Hill. Center. Oh yeah. You know, I think I like having Blender scripts now. I think it's kind of officially like paid for itself at this point. But okay, so I think I'm just gonna do this whole section as one big chunk right now, and then split it up as I see fit. So, first thing I'm gonna do is just say road test. Actually, I'd rather append from assets environment junks. Where is entry? Object road. Oh, we just need to find road. Good lord. Oh, I see what it did. Okay, so we just need to, like, make this local, unlink this, and then, like, whatever this is. Oh, it's just another terrain. Unlink that. Oh, I see, okay. This is just going to be called, like, Crab Hill Center Road. Random. There we are. And you know what? Let's just put it a little bit up off the ground for now. Because I think it's just going to go this far out. Then, now the issue is it's kind of awkward how it like has to bulge outward to make room for this little thing. I mean, I guess I can just ignore it. Pretend everything's good. Yeah, that'll be my strategy. Wasn't there a thing where, like, as I move these higher, they sometimes get lower? Oh, I see what it is. Maybe. That didn't really help. Just put it fucking 1 meter off the ground. I'm a big boy. I can figure out how to put these things together. But okay. That's our wonderful road. And then I'm thinking... No, let's... Well, yeah, let's do this. So this will be like a test path, basically. Test path, collision. I think skin modifier. So let's consult the scrolls here. So yeah, I like that. The real challenge is going to be figuring out how to actually do this in the game. Okay, so for a while it follows pretty close, then it'll split off and start going its own little adventure. It actually seems like it's doing pretty well, like maintaining like rotation. Yeah, like I said. Well, I guess I'll basically just do the same thing that I do here, but I'll actually use the dirt instead of eventually chickening out. Well, not really chickening out. Just changing my mind and going to paved roads. And not because it's easier, but because the city is now large enough that it makes sense for it to have paved roads. Okay, what do I actually want here? Yeah, because the idea... Yeah, I preferred that idea. Wait, what? Oh, I see. It was just choosing to, like, be nonsense. Like, it's just doing the wrong thing as a joke. Because yes, of course, when I extrude the root vertex, I want the next vertex that I have to be the root vertex now. Okay, so I like this kind of following the contours here, but now the contours are getting pretty boring. So I think we cut right up this. We say that's a path. Then this is the path that leads to, like here, for example. We could have the path come out like this. And I say, actually, it would make sense for the path to come back up right next to the building here, or like up next to the street here. Basically just to make it so that, like, oh, it's clear that you can walk up into it here. Actually, I have a better idea. Nope. So let's do, like, this, and then this. There we are. Oh, I see. These don't have any scale in the Z-axis because I used the modifier to automatically do that, because it has to be shrink-wrapped anyway. Okay, so how would this road get up here? I think this way be a likely bet. And I'll have to keep track of how wide this road is, because I don't think I remember. But okay, is this... yeah, this is like the most manageable way to get up here, I think. Or like a semi-manageable way. You can tell it's getting good when the geometry goes all puffy like that. Okay, so I think there, perhaps, the road does its thing. So yeah, I think it might even be worth it to push this one vertex down a little bit, or we just accept the absurdity of our actions and we have it slink along in this ridiculous fashion. Look at how fucked up this road is getting. I mean, admittedly, it's also like hover-handing the entire terrain. Hi. Yeah, the terrain was actually... it was just good old-fashioned Blender. Oh, wait, hang on. Where's my view tool? And then let's do, like, 0.5 meters. Because, yeah, basically I was just grabbing vertices and pulling them around. The trick was to use sharp modifiers. Like, basically I grabbed, like, this edge here, just shot it up. And this was also the second attempt at doing that. And there are some areas that it's a bit obvious that I was just grabbing the vertices and shifting them around, so I'll have to smooth this out and try again, but it worked pretty well, I think. Okay, also we need to go to... where's my center terrain? Hide this one. Because it never quite works. Oh wait, that's going to be an issue when I do this thing. I'll have to figure that out. No, let's see. So for here... I guess for now, I'll keep this... let's do like this here. So it like spreads out as if there's like as if it's ending at some sort of little area for the player and other characters to enjoy. In fact, I think, what is the center of this area? Let's go world origin. Right here. I think this would make sense as like the chopping point for here. Like this little area becomes its own chunk. Ah, well, I'll keep this as it is for now. Or I'll do, that for now. Yep. Yeah, the main advantage of doing it with the this way instead of a height map was basically just, oh, whoops, very easy to make holes in it for like this has a little hole for the basement of this building. And then I can also do things that are just impossible with height maps, like subtle overhangs and things, and less subtle overhangs. And let's see, I'm gonna figure out, so... Wait, let's go back to my concept art stage. Would I like... No, this would detract from... I think this would be better off on this side of it, because otherwise it's going to detract from the actual citadel. Yep. It used to be split up into big old chunks as well, but now it's just one single big gigantic mesh. Though admittedly, I'm starting to see drawbacks of that, because it takes a huge amount of RAM to render it in Godot. Or like, put it in the editor. Let's see. I think I did this. Let's mark this as a root. No, let's mark this one as the root. Okay, so I guess I shouldn't overthink the actual precise layout of these until I've actually gotten it in a position where I like it. But I will say, it gets quite steep walking there, so it'd be neat to sort of cut around like this maybe. And then... Okay, so this will have to be something interesting. In fact, I might make this... Well, no, I don't want this to be so close to the citadel. I'll just make this something vaguely interesting, but not too interesting. I think next step, walk around on the slope, like follow the slope here, and then we'll cut down with like stairs. Okay, so now these are getting all messed up, but that's okay. This is just placeholder for me to figure out, like, what I'd like. Okay, let's feel this in action. So, project should be eventually in here. Project, GLB chunks. Let's see. Data. There we are. Okay, so this should now be this one. Chunk. Thanks. So I think, oh right, we already had that there, but now we're gonna do, I guess crab, hill, rails. Crab, hill, entry, and then crab, hill, crossing, And finally, Crab Hill Fort. And these are the neighboring chunks when I do my preview, which will hopefully work well and not crash. It'll take a little bit, I guess. Actually, let's close this to give it some more RAM. There we are. Didn't quite get everything. Oh, because we didn't have preview neighbors on. Let's try again. There we are. Okay, so let's feel this. Devoid of buildings. Will these paths be interestingly meandering enough? And admittedly, one downside of this is that it makes the area so much larger that the player might be wondering where the NPCs are and why they can't, like, why there's only like 4 things to do in this whole area. Oh, I died. Oh well. Okay, let's yeah, let's just go to sleep till 7. It's interesting how I somehow made it so that the sun is shadowed by that in the morning and then shadowed by that at night. I think these are pretty good layouts for paths and stuff. Like, you can go to the roads here and then... Even if they don't have very many buildings here, it could be interesting. And then up here, what is the plan with this? I guess it would be more Sirti ruins. In fact, what if we don't have the buildings even go up there? Like, we have buildings built, like, here. Okay, I have the vision. We need... So, this will not be here. This is going to actually be explicitly walled off. So, let's see. That's... there. So, like, housing here, basically, and then Sirti ruins up here, like, as if they don't want to interact with it. And then this road would probably actually end in a little cul-de-sac like here instead. And then there'd be some little buildings like in a loop around these, and you'd have to kind of like either climb around or go behind them. Okay. Let's go back to Blender. And we will start on the work to make this a reality. So first thing I'd like RX90. There we are. That's what I was looking for. Solidify this one. And also we should probably have this be a little bit closer to the ground, so like 0.1 meters. Yeah, that seems okay. And then would we even want this to, like, do anything here? I guess I can just, like... I'll just have this kind of taper off like this. Or maybe do, like, a little bit of, like, this kind of thing. So it'll just be a little, like, splotch there. Let's put it to kind of like align with the geometry though. Yeah, so this one vertex is still like fucking it up, but that's okay. Let's just make, first off, a cube. This will be a little two-story building again. So E3, E.5, 3, 5, E3, and E.5. So test, building, collision. What is this? Oh yeah, this is just a wall 1. Okay, and then E, no, Alt E. No, not 3.5, just 0.5. There we are. Oh. YouTube saw me worrying. It like read my mind that I was worried that it had turned off the music and then turned off the music for me. But okay, so like I said, one of the goals is that this should sell the scale of this area. So buildings that are tall should be farther away from us, so that way they're lining up with it. Basically, it should build up to the buildings here. In fact, we could have, like, some pretty big buildings in this area. Like, maybe, like, right here, there's, like, a crazy, like, 6-story building or something. Because it's, like... You know, because it's... I just want to really sell to the player that this thing is absolutely gigantic. Let's do that. Right. I should be doing Alt-D, so that way when I edit one of these, I can edit all of them. But I've been forgetting. And it doesn't matter that much, since I do have to make them each distinct. Well, somewhat distinct. Because they're not all going to be gigantic 3-story squares as well. Like, most of these are going to be like 1 or 2 stories tall. Because this is primarily just to make sure that this will look good. Okay, let's put most of the heights, as with before, all the way up here. Just for the sake of, like, the cool factor of it. That looks okay there. I should also be thinking about, like, the practicality of, like, surely they would not just, like, zone this area. Like, they'd have some sort of zoning of, like, hey, you can't build, like, into the citadel. Like, this is 1,000 years old, or this is, like, 20,000 years old. You can't just, like, do that. But maybe they will. Maybe that's part of the surreality of it. You know, you gotta get a little crazy with it. Especially if it's gonna be still a 3D platformer, ostensibly. Do I want them all to be... I guess this is fine for now. I gotta also remember, eventually these buildings will be, like, more distinct, and I'll put more, like, sauce on them, basically. This just needs to give me the vibe that I want. And I'll say... good enough for now. We can have, like, a perfect little stair step there. Well... no, I don't like that. And that's what I wanted. Am I like... oh, I see. So I want it to go a bit narrower and then a bit less narrow. Or, like, widen this angle out a bit and then, like, make it not so steep of a staircase. Yeah, because then this interfaces with the other city in some way that I will have to figure out soon. Alright, there we are. This pushes these in a bit more of an interesting direction. In fact, what if we... so if we keep this here, that means this interface is, like, there. And I think some of these don't actually, like, have any connection physically. So maybe, like, this one, for example, there's just a gap here, and you can walk down there. Alright, I like this one. I'm gonna need to figure out where all the stuff is. This is gonna be crazy. Like, do they have, like, shops in here? Like, is... you know, because these would surely be mixed use with how dense this is. Alright, for now. Push this out like that. There's this one here. Okay, so that should hopefully sell to the player that, like, that's an insane building. But I think also I need to just put more detail into this thing. Which, how would I do? I guess it'd come from the texture. It'd come from more modeling on it. I'll figure that out later. For now, though, what else do we have here? I think maybe another little path back down. Very slowly, like... Yeah, I think probably looping like this, basically. Admittedly, I don't know how much of this detail the player would even need to interact with, because they can just jump on, like, all of these buildings. They're completely trivial to navigate around. Right, also, this should be in the, that group. And then basically this should not be in that group. There we are. Kind of works. Actually. There we go. And then remove these ones from the group. Actually, what is this? Oh, I see. Okay, that's all the terrain. So where would... Oh yeah, what is this again? Oh yeah, this was the wall. Solidify... Let's do a thickness of like 1 meter. This is the thick, chonky wall. So I'm thinking, Alright, let's keep that wall straight, because I'm going to do the, like, stair-step thing. Okay, so I think this might be a good place to have, like, the mosque. And it'd have, like, a nice little courtyard. SC 0. Two meters? Let's go 1 meter at a time, basically. This is not quite working. Yeah, that's okay. Two. There we go. Okay. So these, this is this. Not quite that. Oh, I see. This one could still be 1 higher, so let's just do out here of like there we are. See, what do I actually want for this area? I guess I'll do this as I'm doing it for now. Just like kind of following along with this walking path. Let's keep this corner here. I prefer that. I think this whole area. Push it up a bit more, and then push it up a bit more. And then even more. Why is this not, like, working the way that it should? There we go. Let's do even thickness, and then complex. So I think I can get rid of this one. How am I feeling about this? Okay, there we are. That looks good for now. And then I'm just gonna put, for now, like 2 of these, maybe like one like let's just do there we go. It took my brain cells a few minutes to figure out, like, to remember what the Y button was. But okay. So if this, let's go all the way up. And have like a little building here. Okay. So admittedly, I said I wasn't going to make it parallel to it, but it just makes sense. The road is here. But okay, let's bring like a tiny one of these. Let's do a Shift D. Scale it like this way. We're gonna do weird wide buildings here for now. Or like just kind of smaller buildings. Yeah, this area needs to be small enough, or like not have too many things to distract from the centerpiece. Let's do, maybe this road is on this side for some of these. Should be a little further out, basically like this. There we are. And then a little bit more in here, some scattered buildings, fill up this space. But I think this might be more like forest. This might be where foliage starts to take over. Wait, if we put this as a single story, that'd be like almost completely swamped. So this will be a fancy little 3-story. And then let's mix in some of these bigger buildings again, so that way we don't like get completely like have a completely obvious divide where I started doing different things in different areas of this neighborhood. Let's say a little 1 building or 1 story here. So what am I missing? I'm missing more foliage, and I'm missing more reasons that there isn't enough, or aren't a bunch of houses out here. I think maybe we need something like this, just a wall, and then that could be like, oh, you know, there's a bunch of places that have, like if I go back to my environment references, like I really liked this area just because it was so dense with different things. So I could do like, you know, 1 bigger building over here. You know, maybe it's 2 stories and it's right, like, pretty close to the road. And then it has like something with that same modifier on it. So another solidify. This would be like wall 2 collision. Let's do like maybe a little space like this. Perfect. Wonderful. Nope. Now I'm going crazy. I'm accidentally, or misclicking and all that stuff, but that's okay. Oh wait, no. Like I said, they build upward as we get closer, so that way it both emphasizes the scale of that structure and also makes it, like, doesn't obstruct it. So I want this one to kind of like, I want this one to kind of follow the slope of the terrain here, where it's like, oh, it already does. I designed it too well. I wanted it to be like not parallel to the path. And that's a rather difficult goal to attain when it makes sense. And I should remember that these paths are not the only paths that will exist. There should be multiple, like, ways through these areas. Like, you know, something up here maybe goes like, triangular splits out and then like that. cuts off this area. Actually, I like this as like a thing. So like for some reason this tiny building is like obstructing this whole area. There we go. And actually, I'd like it to be like this. There's no way through here. Unless you go into this little area. And then it zigzags like this up into here. How am I feeling about this? I guess it's okay. Oh, wrong thing. So it should eventually export this, unless it didn't save the export settings. I love it when it does that. Because you have to do this and then it saves, because it deems it like, it basically deems itself too smart to save the file if it doesn't think something has changed, even when things have changed. I guess I could manually, I wonder if there's a way for me to manually mark the file as needing saved again. But then if I did that, it would never say that it's saved, because I always export after, like right after saving. Maybe I should export before saving. That makes sense. But oh well. I'm not here to do that, I'm here to look at the city. Eventually. Let's close out. Well, no, this just has this. Like, this isn't anything. Maybe Blender's taken too much resources away from it. It's a glacially slow process for some reason. I think maybe it's the scenes loading in takes a long time, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, but we die again. There we are. Okay. You know, this is feeling better. Let's see what it looks like from right here. So the player enters the city, because I think it's going to be like expected that they'll either take the road or take this little area. Let's take the road first. That's the obvious one. Okay, so once there's more emphasis on the scale, actually let's set time. The backspace button. Okay, so what time would best suit this area, such that it's not completely shadowed? I guess probably 2 p.m. or so, but this looks okay. So yeah, I think it definitely shows the scale, and I think once I get that building more detailed, because yeah, right now that looks bigger, because it's just, that has a lot more stuff going on. What do we think of the meshing between these two? Actually, I can't quite tell where one... Well, I guess I can't tell where one city ends and one city begins. Okay, there it is. I did a surprisingly good job of remembering where the reference was for not even seeing it. They do overlap a little bit, but actually, this actually is, like, I did pretty good. Good job, me. I remembered where the city was. But okay, this is actually turning out pretty good, I think. And I think I can have more stuff just along here and then like more little bits that the player can jump around on. Turn it into a veritable playground of activity. But just the most bizarre little staircase up to the entrance. So where else would I want more buildings in here? I think this is actually kind of nice for density. And then I would basically replace these little paths with just something much simpler. And make this probably a dirt road that just goes up to here. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was going to put, like... Then there's going to be ruins that are out in this area. And I don't... Oh yeah, this is just going to be some big old area with like a fancy yard. And I should probably have a few more places like this with like walled-in areas, because that is pretty common. This building should be much bigger. If this is going to be like the mosque for the entire city, I think it should be fancier. Okay, this place is actually kind of coming along. I'm kind of happy with how this is looking. And I think the next part would be to make this area seem a bit more believable, because now I've put like a lot more thought into this side, it feels like. And I much prefer the density and sort of structure of this one. Admittedly, this density does, or this is a very flat area. Like not literally, but it is flat from like a platforming perspective, since most of the time I just like do 1 or 2 crouch jumps to get up from one place to another. So I should think about that some more. More archways, more crazy structures, I think. Like bridges between buildings would be fun. Things where you have to do this. And like, it's just straight up impossible to climb the area without like, you know, some more intention or thought behind it. But okay, I guess it is about 10:30. I did start late, but I'm gonna not end too late. Because I still got... Well, actually, I don't have work in the morning. Well, I got other plans in the morning, so I should save and quit. But I'm actually, like, happy with how that's turning out, so that's good. Admittedly, it does seem a bit more like lovely suburb than, dense, very poor rural city. Status. Add. Central Crab Hill is looking good. Okay, I guess I'll say completed my day's objective. Oh. Let's amend that. Okay, git push. Then git push drive. Git push drive 2. We got a lot of drives now. Got a lot of backups of this. And this should be the, I guess, a few files. Oh, yep. Oh wait, we don't have a remote repository. Oh wait, we do. It's my E drive. Okay. I guess that'll be it for today. Admittedly, short stream, but as I said, I don't want to stay up all night. I think it was a productive one at least, so I guess I'll see you later.